Welcome to Spiritual Dialogues with Father Odon de Castro. We are here at Cariana Lay Monastic Community. I'm your host, Brother Lodi, and with us is Sister Tachi.
Yes, Father. But you're going to go into something different.
Well, we were going to discuss on canonization because Pope Francis will canonize several people. Maybe by now he has finished canonizing them. And this canonization can cause a lot of confusion.
Again,
And so we would like to disentangle it and find out what is the true concept of canonization. Canonization, as you know very well, is when the Catholic Church declares that this person is surely, certainly in heaven. That's
holy
canonization.
and just.
He's
Right.
holy, and he's in heaven really, because you can be holy but not yet in heaven, maybe in purgatory or what, and so on. So canonization is a certainty that you are in heaven. Now, to go to heaven is written down in scriptures very clearly.
Yes,
I
okay.
mean, Christ taught us how to go to heaven.
Not unless you become little children, according to him.
Yeah. So there are so many
so many
teachings, so many
teachings, right?
teachings. And this is laid up in the liturgy of the Mass. Those are three cycles, A, B, and C, completely how to go to heaven. So if you, Brother Lodi, would like to go to heaven, you just study that, and you do it.
Yes,
And if you do it, you'll go to heaven.
yes, but
And if I, as a priest, would like to find out if you're in heaven or not, all I have to do is study your life
yes.
and see if it conforms
To the three,
to the teachings of Christ during the three cycles on how to go to heaven. And so when a person is canonized, that is what the Vatican does. He studies your life very well. And then he points out the fact that in every step that Christ gave, as found in scriptures, so you can double check because it's written in scriptures,
yes,
that this person did it. He did everything that Christ said that you must do to go to heaven.
yes, Father.
So the Vatican will say, Brother Lodi did this, all in accordance to the teaching of Christ. And therefore he is in heaven.
Oh, I see. Yes,
Then I will read that. I will see what Christ taught us on how to go to heaven. I'll try to find out if you, Brother Lodi, did it.
yes, Father.
And if I see that you have done it, because the Vatican has shown us, this is Christ's way of going to heaven, and you did everything. The Vatican should show that to me, because I have no time to study that.
Yes,
They're
Father.
the ones who study that. Just to know Christ's way of going to heaven, the Vatican should know that. An ordinary person doesn't know that. You don't know that.
Yes, Father, we understand.
Of course, you're
that.
trying to study that, no? But ordinarily, lay people do not know that. Whether this person had obeyed all these things, we also don't know that. That's why the Vatican investigates. There is what you call investigation, the devil's advocate, and so on, to study precisely whether you did it or not. And so when the Vatican says, this saint did this, and this, and they're all in accordance with Christ said, this, and this, therefore this person is a saint. He's in heaven.
Yes, Father.
And because I see what the Vatican wrote of what Christ said we must do to go to heaven, and I also saw that the Vatican was right in proving that this saint did it, I will believe what the Vatican says, that he's in heaven,
Yes, Father.
because I prove.
Very clear, Father.
No? Okay. What if the Vatican did not do it that way?
And there is
What's the
some-
basis of making him a saint then?
Exactly. So the Vatican never said, this is the way to go to heaven according to Christ. They never said that.
Probably they do not know about
Yeah,
the
they don't do
process
it.
of
Or
going
maybe.
to heaven.
Oh, sad naman.
Let's say nga,
Oh,
he
sad.
didn't say it. No, they didn't
Okay.
say it. Then they did not prove that this saint did everything that Christ said that you must do to go to heaven. Maybe they said one or two things, three things, no? But they didn't say in detail that they did everything that Christ required to go to heaven. So what they did is incomplete.
Yes, Father.
And because it is incomplete, I cannot believe them.
Yes, definitely, Father.
I cannot have faith in their declaration that this person is a saint. I cannot.
Because
Have
it is
faith.
not complete,
It's
the
not complete.
examination.
Question, Father. Before that, before the Pope, this Pope is, they did it that way.
That's the way it was done
Okay.
before.
So it
Just
always, in other words,
before,
it is
yeah,
always
before,
done
yeah.
until this Pope sat down and then now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Until Pope Francis, yeah.
Okay. So now,
So that's the canonization process. I'll put it in general term because that's too long. To go to heaven, you must repent, you must have faith, hope, and charity.
Yes, Father.
Those are the simple step, general step. So I have to prove that a person have repented, has faith, hope, and charity. I have to prove that.
Yes, Father.
Because without a proof that they have repented, faith, hope, and charity, he's not in heaven.
Definitely, Father. That will be the basis for a person to go to heaven, what you have said.
It is. Now, the people that Pope Francis are canonizing has not been proven to have all of this requirement.
Then there is some kind of doubt
as to the sainthood.
about the holiness or sainthood. of the
In other
person.
words, we have the right to doubt the statement that they are saints. We have a right because there's no proof.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Father. Definitely.
But if, for instance, I personally, because I'm a priest and I studied, I know the way Jesus Christ has devised on how to go to heaven. I know it because it's in scriptures.
Yes,
Christ has to go to heaven, you must do this, 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 and so on. Let's say I know the life also of a saint, like Pope Paul VI,
yes.
who is one of those canonized.
Now,
Yeah, Pope Paul VI. It's easy because there are so many books about his life. So I can study his life and see whether he has done all the steps that Christ had required in order for a soul to go to heaven.
Yes.
If I notice that Pope Paul VI have done it, I can say Pope Paul VI is a saint,
No doubt, Father.
no doubt. But it's based on my research, not on the research of the Vatican.
Why, Father?
Because the Vatican did not do that research.
okay.
Oh, I see.
I did it by myself.
Yes, Father.
So that's possible. So personally, I believe that Pope Paul VI is in heaven
Because you have studied the processes.
because I did it myself.
Okay.
And my faith is based on my research, which can be
Definitely, Father.
because
Based
your,
on the
your
scriptures.
faith is based on scriptures and the fathers of the church and so on
fathers,
like that. But when the Vatican declares Pope Paul VI is a saint, but has no proof, I cannot believe on that statement. It would
Yes.
not be an act of faith because they did not do a research work, a decent research work. It's not based on Catholic doctrine. Their statement is not based on Catholic teachings.
If that is the case, how come they declare someone whom they did not made research? They will declare it saints or holy.
Well, because canonization has become a political process. They want to be popular, so they try to canonize people who would make the people in the Vatican popular. That's how they canonize now. It's for popularity.
Or, yeah, they want to be those people who are behind those people will be very pleased.
Yeah.
The country where the person came from would be very pleased. The people who believed in that person
Yeah,
would be very pleased. But that's not a good reason to make him a saint.
exactly.
Okay.
That's why people will be misled on the process of how a person can be a saint, if that's
Yeah.
the case.
So
They
then,
think you can be a saint just because the Pope wants to be popular and declare you a saint.
so
Like you, Brother Lodi, you're a known actor. Any Pope who canonizes you will be popular. So he might canonize you.
I don't want to be canonized because I'm a sinner.
Well, you should not, really.
okay.
Because you'll be confusing people.
Yes, that's right.
So it is going back in our talks here. We're trying to go back to basics of the Catholic Church. That we have a Catholic way of doing things, we have to do it that way. And if things are not done the Catholic way, we cannot believe that it is an Catholic action.
Yeah.
Cannot be.
Yes, Father.
And so if a person is declared a saint and it did not follow proper Catholic procedures, we are not bound to believe.
Yes.
Imagine praying to somebody who is not in heaven.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Then you will be cursing God for not answering your prayer when you're praying to someone who is not even in
It's
heaven.
not even there.
Probably you'll be cursing the guy, the declared supposedly saint, because he didn't help you answer your prayers.
Yeah.
So, Father, what? Okay, so they declare that, and then people don't know. They will not. They don't know that that's the way to say. That's the way to have someone canonized by checking out and proving that the person was led a holy life or obeyed all the commands. People don't know that, so they just accept what Vatican says.
Well, that was good before
Yes,
because
but
we had
knew.
good popes
Yes,
and
we
so
knew.
on.
Yes, yes.
And that's really the reaction. We should believe anything the Pope
That's
says.
what they think. That is
Yeah.
what they will think.
But the moment we start
Yes, already.
noticing that there is
Yes.
something wrong,
Yes.
then we should start thinking.
I think so. And there's been a lot of statements that were wrong.
Yeah.
This led me to think, Father, na if I do not know the person, supposedly a saint, why would I pray to him? Why don't I pray directly to Christ?
Well, that's true. We should really pray directly to Christ. In fact, Christ says you must pray directly to the Father who is in heaven, so on like that. But it is a sign of humility
Yes.
that
Not to
we say our prayer with humility. And humility shows that it's good for us to pass to somebody lower and not directly to God. It's a form of pride to go sort of directly to God. That's why we try to pass to the saints. But we have to make sure that that saint has really a pull,
Yes.
That God listens to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
So
Father,
go on,
yeah.
Father. So
So we're just getting too emotional again. We're not using our
Yeah.
mind, which is the faculty of faith. We're not using our heart, the faculty of charity. We're using our emotions. We're becoming like Protestants.
I hope not worse. I mean,
Father, we have only 1 minute. I'm sorry, Father.
So there we're discussing the process of canonization. And it's very bad that it's not being followed because the process of canonization is supposed to be what teaches us how to become saints.
Yes.
How to go to heaven. So we have to find out how that is properly done so we can learn how to go to heaven and become saints.
and these saints are supposed to be models. So that's why there is a
Exactly, they're
model for,
supposed to be
for each
models,
one
yeah.
of us.
How to become saints and how to go to heaven is the main concern of every individual, every human being.
So we should do it right, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So fun.
So thank you very much for watching Spiritual Dialogues with Father Odon de Castro. Please continue watching these dialogues so that we will learn the processes of how to be just, holy, and live in heaven with our God the Father, with the Holy Trinity. Thank you very much for your concern. Thank you.
Hosanna in excelsis.